No one noticed when the city appeared. That was the strangest part. It didn't arrive with earthquakes or storms. No siren screamed. No satellites malfunctioned. One night, it was simply there, standing quietly beyond the edge of the old highway, where the land had always been empty. I saw it by accident. I was driving home later than usual, the road lit only by my headlights and a pale moon hanging low in the sky. The radio hissed with static. Then the signal cut out completely, replaced by silence so deep it felt unnatural. That's when the road changed. The asphalt ahead stretched farther than it should have, straight and unnaturally smooth, leading toward a cluster of lights in the distance. At first, I assumed it was a small town, maybe an industrial zone I had never noticed before. But as I drove closer, I realized something was wrong. The city had no name, no signs, no billboards, no street markers, just tall, silent buildings rising out of the darkness like monuments to something forgotten. I should have turned around. Instead, I drove forward. The first thing I noticed was the absence of people. The streets were perfectly clean, illuminated by soft amber lights that never flickered. Cars were parked neatly along the sidewalks, but none of them looked recently used. No trash, no movement, no sound except the low hum of electricity, like the city itself was breathing. I parked near what looked like a central square and stepped out of my car. The air felt heavier here, not unpleasant, just dense, as if it carried memories instead of oxygen. I checked my phone. No signal. No GPS. The time display blinked, then froze at 12:17 a.m. That should have scared me, but instead I felt calm, drawn forward. As I walked deeper into the city, I noticed something else. The buildings didn't repeat. Each structure was unique, different architectural styles stitched together without logic. A glass tower stood beside a brick apartment building from the 1940s. Narrow medieval alleys opened into wide modern boulevards. It felt like pieces of many cities had been assembled into one. That's when I saw the writing on the wall. Not graffiti, not paint, engraved directly into the stone. Only those who are forgotten can stay. I didn't understand it then. I would. The first person I met appeared without warning. I turned a corner, and suddenly there was a man standing under a street lamp. He wore a long coat and stared at the ground, motionless. "Hey!" I said, my voice echoing too loudly. "Do you live here?" He slowly lifted his head. His eyes were tired, ancient, but not old. "Yes," he said, "for now. What is this place?" He smiled faintly. "You'll know soon enough." Before I could ask anything else, he walked past me and vanished between two buildings that hadn't been there a moment before. Time behaved strangely in the city. The sky never changed. It remained locked in perpetual night, clouds frozen in place, stars faint and distant. My watch stopped working entirely. Hunger never came. Fatigue felt optional. I wandered for what felt like hours or days, until I found a building different from the rest. A station. Above the entrance, faded letters read, "Departures." Inside, rows of benches sat empty. A single board flickered with destinations, though none were places I recognized. The times constantly changed, never settling. Behind the counter sat a woman writing in a ledger. She didn't look up when I approached. "Is there a way out?" I asked. "Yes," she said. Hope surged in my chest. "Where?" She finally raised her eyes. "When the city forgets you." I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I explored the city endlessly, piecing together fragments of its truth. Every resident I encountered shared something in common. None of them were remembered by the outside world. A woman whose family thought she died years ago. A man erased from records after a bureaucratic error. A child no one ever came looking for. The city wasn't a prison. It was a refuge, a place where forgotten people continued to exist, preserved in endless night. And slowly, terrifyingly, I realized something else. No one remembered me either. My name felt distant. My memories blurred at the edges. Photos on my phone disappeared one by one until the gallery was empty. The city was working. One night, if it could still be called night, I found the edge of the city. Beyond it was nothing. Not darkness, not space, just absence. The man from before stood there, gazing into the void. "You stayed too long," he said. "Can I leave?" I asked. He shook his head. "You already did. Long ago." I felt something slip away inside me then. A final thread snapping. The city lights brightened. The buildings felt warmer, welcoming. Now I walk these streets every night. I help newcomers when they arrive confused and afraid. I explain the rules gently. I show them where to stay, where to avoid, and how not to think too hard about the world they came from. Sometimes, I stand at the highway's edge and watch the darkness, waiting, because every night someone new drives a little too far, and the city appears again.